Know this. Introducing the original blood clot podcast, not players. Soothing semantic. Special dedication. All the way from New York. Boom. Yeah, man. SWOT semantic. Yeah, me know. Boom. Soothing semantic. Yeah, me know. Big ups to the man now. Soothing semantic.
Welcome to another episode of Soothing Semantics. I am your host, Rafi Pinsky. Today, we have an extremely exciting guest. Been trying to get you on for a couple of weeks now, bro. finally, after a little bit of persistency, I was able to get you.
Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out, man.
Yeah, bro, 100%. So, I'm sure you've been telling a million people. I mean, on Vice and Buzzfeed, you have like 10 million plus views already.
Yeah.
And you've been probably getting, I mean, I saw you were interviewed by Fat Joe. You probably have been on a ton of podcasts by now.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, and it didn't start with just like the Vice and the Buzzfeed. I was spreading the message as much as possible through a whole bunch of interviews and different, opportunities that arise through my own network. So it's been crazy. Yeah, I mean, Vice amplified it though. Like the amount of followers and the amount of people that I'm getting and the amount of people that are just like, yo, what's up? Like, let me get involved or, let me do an interview. It's been pretty nuts.
That's crazy, dude. Coss, tell people about you because it's very possible that my viewers haven't really heard your story. So give them a little scoop. I know you've probably been telling who knows how many people about it, and you're probably like, I got to tell it again. But
I never get tired. I feel like, I don't know, every time I tell it is a little bit different or I say something else, that people don't really know about me. So, my name is Coss Marte and I founded ConBody, which is a prison-style boot camp where we hire people coming out of the prison system to teach fitness classes. We're based in the Lower East Side. We've done pop-ups in London and Midtown, Manhattan. And then I've traveled all around the world just doing all these prison-style boot camps. But all this stuff was derived from my personal prison experience where I was sentenced to 7 years for running a crazy drug operation, and you could catch that on Vice on how, they'll teach you how I sold drugs, and so
that's exactly how I found you, bro. So make sure you guys check out Vice. I'm going to drop the link in the description.
Yeah, so if you want to make a lot of money selling drugs, go to the episode. But I got caught at 23, sentenced to 7 years, and I was really overweight. My doctors in prison told me that my cholesterol levels were through the roof and that I needed to start exercising. And if I didn't, I would probably die of a heart attack within 5 years. So, I began working out and I took it really seriously and I did not stop. And I just kept moving and pushing myself to the next level. But yeah, that's what happened where I lost 70 pounds in 6 months. I hope there were 20 inmates who's over 1,000 pounds combined. And I took that same idea of working out while sitting in solitary confinement. And I just like mapped out whatever I wanted to do when I came home. And in that cell, I just like wrote out my future and I came home and I just started doing it,
Right. And you said you were put into solitary because one of the officers, one of the COs punched you in the back of the head, knocked off your glasses. You went to go grab them. He thought you were going to hit him. So he pressed the alarm and then they threw you in.
Yeah. So, in prison, they do random searches. I don't know if they mentioned this in the Vice, cause they cut up a lot of things on that episode, but.
Oh, really? They cut out a lot of it?
There was a lot of stuff that was like mixed around and cut up and changed.
Like shit they didn't want to put on it. That was even crazier than the stuff you're talking about.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it took 3 days of interviewing for like 4 hours. So, they probably took 12 hours of footage and cut it up to, like, I think that whole thing is 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of talking, a lot of back and forth. But yeah, I mean, the reason why that also went to start searching me and was searching me inappropriately, I felt. I was called down to the medical unit to take a drug test. And before you take a drug test, they search you, but they do random searches. They put you on the wall and they search you really aggressively. But while I was being searched, this guy, went between my legs. Where like I felt uncomfortable, and I shift my body, and as soon as I shift my body, he punched me behind my head with a closed fist, and he said, "Today's not my day. Don't mess with me." And I got up, from the ground after picking up my glasses, and he just pulled the pin. The pin is his button on his walkie-talkie, and as soon as that button is pressed, about a half a dozen officers come to the scene, and they beat the crap out of me. So I ended up in solitary with 2 months to go home. I ended up doing a whole extra year in prison behind that situation, but came up with a different idea and came up with a different hustle, and I felt like everything happened for a reason.
Then,
Yeah.
so I mean, how do you feel that all of that experience, being a dealer, was able to help you make the money that you're making now and help you succeed in your business now? Obviously the story where, you were overweight, you had a hustler's mentality from dealing, and you saw that you could make, what was it, 3 million a year, give or take?
Yeah.
Which is
we
insane.
were generating like a little bit over $5 million a year in revenue, and I was profiting like $2 million.
And that was at 19.
Yep.
19 years old, guys. So my real question is, how do you feel like your mentality from doing something that put you in prison for 7 years, where, then after you opened up a gym, how do you feel that your personality or your being was able to then go and be successful, in your fitness journey?
I think persistency. I had the persistency of showing up on the block no matter what, whether it was, rain, sleet, snow. And, we had a story where, my partner back in the day, he used to take shits in between the cars, because we didn't want to get off the block.
I remember that.
Yeah, we were like, we stuck to the block, and we were not making money. We were, maybe I was, when I started, I was probably making like $100 a day. Sometimes I was not making anything. Some people would not show up. But every day I just kept showing up with a great product, and I kept showing up with a great product, and then eventually popped, and I felt like that's all I needed to do. It sounds simple, but it's extremely hard. Whether whatever the weather permits, whatever the situation might be, I was going to be there and deliver that great product. And I take that same mentality, and I said it actually when I was locked up. So when I was released out of the box in solitary confinement, I remember going up to, they make you do this like ASAT group, like this alcohol substance abuse treatment program. Everybody has to do it if you have a drug charge, whether you sold drugs or used drugs. Everybody has to do it to meet the criteria of the board and be released from prison. So one of the things during that program, you get in front of the class. My class was about, I think it was like 30 people or so, 30, 40 people, whatever. So I'm in front, and they tell you at the end of the program, what do you want to be? What do you want to do when you get out? And I told everybody, I wanted to start this prison style boot camp, and some people started chuckling, and one guy raised his hand and was like, "Yo, that shit ain't gonna pop off. Like, you're crazy. You're gonna hire ex-cons. You're gonna do this. What?" Like, everybody thought it was just too much of a crazy idea to even, make happen.
I mean,
And
bro, you think about it. What you did before you went to prison is so much crazier, in my opinion, than
yeah,
this. And if you were able to succeed at what you did before, and you you had the horse and buggy down, what was it, Fifth Avenue?
yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys watch Vice. You should go and check out Vice,
yeah,
and you'll hear all about it. But he was with a buddy of his, with one of his partners, and he's in a horse and buggy. He paid like, what did you pay for? You paid $5K for the day or something?
about 5 Gs.
He paid $5,000 to go around the whole day and just deliver drugs. And people were calling him like, "Yo, what car are you in?" And he's like, "Actually, we're in a horse and buggy." And they're like, "You're fucking crazy."
Yeah.
So that's wild.
I mean, it was a crazier experience, crazier time. But I think, when I was explaining this in front of like a whole bunch of inmates in prison, that already been in and out of the system, and some of them, were the first time, but they already know how you come home and you're discriminated, and they felt like, somebody, coming home to do something like this, they just thought it was like, it was not going to work.
Mhm.
And I remember one guy told me that like in front of the class, and I was like, I managed to sell, start selling nickels on the blocks, start selling keys, and, grow a business from nothing to something on the street. And I know all I got to do is just continue showing up with a great product. And I just kept that same mentality in my head when I came home. And I remember doing the workout in the park, and nobody was coming. And sometimes I was having one person, two people. Sometimes I would be the only person showing up, waiting for like a few people to come, and I did that for like 2 years, constantly. Rain, sleet, snow. I kept the same mentality. I knew people liked the whole product. I just felt like I needed to market it more, and so I took the same exact mentality that I did while I was selling drugs. I made 10,000 business cards. I started going up to people on the streets, stopping every female wearing yoga pants. Went up to like people in the subway carts, making announcements, handing out flyers. It was just nonstop guerrilla marketing for me.
You went above and beyond, man, and you were aggressive. Like I'm finding that I'm finding that in my business too. I'm finding that in my business too, because I haven't been a real estate agent for very long. And I'm very out there. I'm just constantly meeting whoever I meet that looks like they might be an option. It looks like they might want to buy, sell, rent, invest, whatever. I give out cards. I'll speak to random people at the gas station.
Yep.
It's when you go above and beyond, man. It's just, I feel like the world rewards you, because you'll do anything until it happens, and it could take 3, 4, 5 years until you see results, and then
Yep.
bam, And for you, you went above and beyond, but you also have a brand that's so different than other online workouts or calisthenic style workouts. Say like P90X, Tony Horton wasn't in prison for 7 years and wasn't taking shits between cars. You have a story behind you that makes your business very, very appealing. So I think what really drew people in, and I don't know because this is your company, is you yourself, man, because of where you came, and people want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I believe that. And then I also believe that the fact that, like Tony Horton, he's delivered a great product and people seen results, and it was, the product was not bullshit. And so we had, we had people that came in there to lose weight or get tone or just increase the amount of push-ups they want to do or pull-ups or whatever. And people see the results and they see the changes. So, I think if it was a bullshit product, people will try it because of me, but I don't think they will come back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you have to have quality workouts, and obviously your business has to be appealing.
Yeah.
with that said, though, like I said before,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of you bring this very, very interesting story to the
Yeah, I
table,
agree.
and
I
I like
agree.
what you do. What'd you say?
No, I said I agree. It's definitely something that's definitely way more unique than any other like fitness brand that you see out there, you know, and it's not this gimmicky shit too, you know what I mean? Like it's just real down dirty, you know, no equipment, you know, you pushing your body to the limit, and then also we have a good you know, good thing that we're doing on the back end. You know, we hiring people coming out of the prison system. We're giving people
Yeah, it's amazing.
opportunities there, not only employing, but we're providing people with housing. We're providing, well, you know, food, clothing, everything. I mean, all the types of resources that anybody needs coming to work with us. We help them out in any way.
And then you also have Second Chance Studios. So you have Conbody, which is hiring former inmates, and then you have Second Chance Studios. Tell us a little bit about Second Chance Studios.
Yeah, so Second Chance Studios is a media brand where we're hiring people coming out of the prison system and training them to start their own podcast, do more video production, editing work. So they go through like this whole 1 year program, and we're going to be giving them an opportunity to work with like bigger brands. You know, we're talking to like Vice, we're talking to Moth, we're talking to, you know, we're starting conversations with Spotify now, you know, seeing if we could get these people actual like real technical media jobs instead of like, you know, everybody comes out of the prison and has like a, you know, whoever's lucky to get a job is a manual labor job. And it reduces recidivism rates, you know, from once that person gets a job, the recidivism rate goes down to 30%, you know, rather than the national recidivism rate of 76%. So if we give this person an opportunity to get back in the work field, you know, with just a simple like back of the kitchen job, or, you know, working at construction sites or whatever it is, you know, that their odds of staying home, it's going to be larger than them being avoided and shunned out, you know, from the job force. But what I've seen is that there is no technical, you know, technical job, you know, for people coming out of the prison system. So I would like them to, you know, get a fair playing field, you know, even if they don't have the skills, you know, that's the importance of what we're doing with Second Chance Studios, is giving them the talent, the skills they need to get into this field.
I wish you a lot of luck, man. I'm sure it's going well. How are you kind of managing both? Are you more invested? You more invested in Conbody, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm managing both right now, but I also have help in both. You know, I have a bigger team at Conbody, but I have a great team at Second Chance Studios. We just hired this operations person, and right now I'm like running a little bit of everything on the Second Chance Studios front. But I'm hiring executive director that's going to be like taking over the baton, and I'll be doing more of the fundraising efforts and, you know, pitching foundations to get the money, and we need to get the program started. But yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now.
It's crazy what all of that ended up. Meaning all of that past of drug dealing and going to prison and all that crazy shit, where you were sitting in prison for 7 fucking years, bro. Like people who've never been to prison, you can't imagine what that's like. You're stuck in this area, wake up, talk to the same people, same shit, different day.
Yeah.
And you did that for 7 years.
Yeah, I actually did 6 years.
6, okay, I thought it was 7.
Yeah, I got 6 to 7 years, but you know, technically when you go in for a drug charge, for every year equals 8 months, 8 to 10 months, depending on, you know, the charge or whatever. So there's a lot of technicalities. You could do the whole 7 years, but I ended up leaving a little bit early.
That's good. And then you got arrested a bunch of times before then too.
Yeah.
So, you know, dude, it's crazy where it took you, man. Like, I just think of this in a psychological sense where this whole con body second chance studios only came about because of everything else that you did. And I know this is something you think about all the time. It's something that's already just subconscious for you. But from someone kind of from an outside perspective, it's like, it just makes you wonder, makes you think that, like, even when you do something that wasn't necessarily the best idea for you, it ends up bringing, as long as you have the right attitude, it ends up just opening doors if you let it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think just being like real with yourself, you know, for me, it was like not hiding my past. You know what I mean? Like just letting everybody know about it. Because you know, I came home. I was also scared of, you know, putting myself out there. You know, because I was going to be judged. And you know, after I like fully like just trusted the process and let everybody know where I was coming from, you know, it was just like F anybody that, you know, was, you know, judging me before. You know, I don't care what your thoughts were about, you know, what formerly incarcerated people, you know, need to be, or what you thought or whatever. You know, I just felt like, you know, I felt relief. I felt free. I felt like I was myself, you know.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Are there any other things that you're thinking of doing other than these two companies? Are there other ventures, other things that you want to, if these are the two that you're focusing on now, what are some big moves that you want to make with Conbody, and what are some big moves with Second Chance?
I mean, these two are the main things that I want to I'm definitely concentrating right now. There's like different ideas that float in my head, and I'm like, hey, maybe I'm gonna, you know, invent, you know, go to the moon or some shit. I don't know. There's always ideas that come up to your head, and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. But then I just really try to stay focused and work on what's in front of me right now. I mean, for Conbody, what I want to do is like take this nationally, maybe internationally. We've gotten over 100 like franchise requests all around the country, and so I want to like pursue that, pursue the fact that I if I could do this, I could hire way more people coming out of the system, and really, you know, I want to disrupt the fitness industry, you know, and make that happen, and let the judgment of former incarcerated people be changed, you know, and change that stigma by, you know, whatever people see on the news or the media or whatever their subconscious is thinking. For Second Chance Studios right now, I just really focus right now on, you know, getting the, you know, first fellows going through the program, you know, become a success, and that's like immediate type of, you know, goal that I really want to achieve. And then on a larger front, you know, I don't know where it's gonna go, but I would love to have like people's storytelling, sharing, you know, their experiences, you know, having a huge mentor, you know, program, and, you know, having the people that graduate through the program mentor the people that are going through the program. So, you know, just grow this as much as possible and see where it goes.
Phenomenal, man. Yeah, dude, you're doing doing incredible work.
Yeah, thank
You know, I think the whole prison system in America, I've watched a lot of prison documentaries, by the way. I don't know why they fascinate me.
Yeah.
And I know that in certain European countries, the prison system is much more catered on coaching people. And some of these prisons are beautiful. Like some of these countries, I think in like Sweden or Belgium, they have like, they look like hotels do.
Yeah.
And people wonder why it's like that. And for them, they want it to be a rehab kind of environment versus a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with what you're doing, hopefully this can influence the prison system to give people more of, you know, a rehab, I guess you can say, feeling where they go to prison and they did something wrong, and you can argue, depending on what they did, that this is what they deserve. But, you know, for most people, I think they should be given a second chance. I mean, obviously, never know what it is. But
I think just being away from your family, being away from freedom, I mean, that's enough of punishment right there, you know? So like, you know, being away from the opposite gender for me, you know,
yeah, bro, that's crazy.
you know, for so long,
Oh,
it's a punishment too, you know what I mean?
can
So
I ask you, now that we're on the subject, because this is something I've always wondered,
yeah.
do they allow, like, if you're in maximum security, were you in a maximum security?
Hmm.
What if you're dating a girl, or what if it's 6 years? Do they allow that kind of thing? Can you have a woman over, a girlfriend, a wife, or whoever?
Yeah,
Is that
in New York State, you have trailer visits. You have to go through. You have to be married. You have to have like, you know, a clean jail, prison record for a certain amount of time. Um, but not every prison in New York State has a trailer. You know, I think there's like maybe 20, no, actually like maybe 15 prisons out of like the 70 something prisons in New York State have the trailers. So you just got to get lucky, land into one of those trailers, like one
did
into,
yours have one?
no, I didn't have,
But hold on.
uh,
So I'm going to ask this question. For 6 years, did you do it?
no, I mean, I just, you know, you use your right hand and sometimes,
Oh, bro, 6 years?
yeah, that's
Six
it.
years.
Yeah.
How did you, bro? How are you sane?
I mean,
I mean, debatable. What
no,
do you? No, I'm kidding.
there's people that last, you know, are there for way longer. You know, there's people
I don't
that
know how people
30
do
years.
that, man. I can't even imagine 6 years of just using your hand. I can't even understand. I mean, there are people out of the prison system that have that problem.
Yeah, you have your magazines and you have your hand, and you know, some people use Susie. You know, have you ever heard of what Susie is? You know, they make like you get a sock, you get a towel, you get a glove, latex glove, you get some hot fucking lotion, and you know, feels like similar.
So what you got to do, yeah, dude. Damn, bro. So when you brought up that was your real hardship, I completely resonate with that, man. Like that would probably be one of the hardest, easily one of the hardest parts. I think for any guy, I think for anyone, even women. I mean, you're without physical connection or sex for, you know, more than even a couple of months. That's a
Yep,
long time.
yep.
You know what I mean? And wow, that's the biggest
You,
torture,
you,
bro. I
you
can't even.
get you know, there's, I think, I don't know, there comes a time where it just like just get used to it, you know, you adapt with the shit that you have to do. And yeah, no, I was saying that you know, you adapt with the situation at hand, you know, like yes,
You adapt to the situation. What?
at hand you adapt with it, you know, and
That was it. Use a plan of words, bro. Situation at hand. Yeah.
yeah, and you figure it out, man. And I don't know, I was married, so I got married while I was in there. um I had a fiance, my baby mom's, you know, my son was born before I was incarcerated, and he was around 2 years old when I went in, and her and I just wrote back and forth and sent pictures, and you know, and you deal with it, you know, and so that was it.
Well,
I was hoping to land into one of the prisons with trailer visits in it, but you know, unfortunately, I didn't.
and I'm sorry. It sucks that you didn't. And you're so now I'm asking some personal questions. Obviously, you're welcome to answer them or not. Are you currently married or with anybody?
Yeah, I have a fiance. I was divorced, you know, when I came out of the prison system, and then yeah, I got a fiance, and I'm with her.
Oh, this is recent.
Yeah, we actually got engaged like pre-COVID,
Wow,
like
dude,
right
congrats, man.
COVID,
Congrats,
and
bro. And you planning on having the wedding soon?
I have no idea. You know, we're not even like concerned about it, and we're not even stressed about it. Like we thought about a date, and then it's just like, hey, we'll figure it out. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. I'm not really stressed. She's not that stressed about it. And we want to have a small wedding, just like a straight immediate family, and that's it. No more than like 30 people. So.
Yeah, for sure. I get it. COVID's a good excuse to have a small wedding and be like,
Yeah,
sorry guys, not doing this big whole wedding thing.
Hell no.
And I think those weddings are much nicer, man. People try to have these crazy extravagant weddings to show off, but when you have a small wedding, you don't have any crashers. You have people who actually want to be there to celebrate for you. Yeah. And just like to make it simple, the big weddings are kind of for the guests, in my opinion, from what I observed. The smaller weddings, the more intimate weddings, are for the bride and groom. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't want people that I don't know there. I just don't get those bigger. Like I went to a wedding maybe like 3 years ago, and it was like the biggest wedding I've ever went, and I'm like, I don't even know the groom. I didn't even know the bride.
Always like that. So how'd you even go? How'd you even end up there?
Like my ex-girlfriend, it was like, her like high school friend that got in, like sent an invitation. There was over 500 people there. It was just ridiculous. Like, I mean, it was insane.
Damn, dude. I used to do that all the time. There was this neighborhood in Brooklyn where we used to go to, my friends and I used to go to this wedding hall, a specific wedding hall, and they used to have these massive weddings, huge weddings. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, we did not know who was getting married. We just showed up because it was the place you can go to just crash weddings.
Yeah, the wedding.
And any of my friends listening to this are going to be like, yeah, of course. You go, there's tons of amazing food and booze, and we would just go and hang out with the girls there. We were like, I don't know, what was this, from when we were like 15 to 19 or something. That's what we did. And I don't even know, the bride and groom most of the guests had no idea who they were. It was great. It's fine.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So I'm really glad to have finally been able to get you on for an episode.
No, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, dude. I definitely plan on coming back to Brooklyn in the next couple of months because my grandmother still lives there. So I would definitely come by and say what's up, dude.
Yeah, you got to work out with us.
I'm down. I've been working out for a while. I've been working out for 11 years now.
Nice.
On and off here and there, but I'm very serious. Overall, for the most part, I've been very serious. So I've been a big gym guy for pretty much all of my adult life.
Nice.
I'm definitely down, dude. We'll do a workout. We'll see how rough it is.
Yeah, you'll definitely see.
All right, bro. You got to put me through the Calm Body system. I'm down, dude. I did. I was in the military. I think I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely am used to the jogging and all that. So it's. Yeah. I think I won't be as hard for me, but we'll see.
All right, that's what people say.
And then I'm gonna get my own sign. I did the time.
Yeah, you get your mugshot.
That's it, bro. I loved it, bro. It's great. It's such a good thing.
Yeah.
It's such a good idea that you came up with, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Well, let's wrap things up.
Well,
this has been another episode of Soothing Semantics. Coss, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate having you.
No, I appreciate you, man. Can't wait to hear it.
Alrighty. So guys, check out Vice. Check out his Instagram. You can check out Coss Marte, his personal page. You can check out the Calm Body Instagram page. Do you have Second Chance also has an Instagram, right?
Yep. Check
out the Second Chance Studios Instagram page as well. BuzzFeed and Vice cumulatively have over 10 million views on YouTube. So if you just search Coss Marte, that's COSSMARTE, you'll be able to see. He's had several videos, but these are the two videos that have generated a lot of viewership. With that being said, tune in to another episode every single Monday. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.
Peace.